Yes, hello. Uh, we had a very refreshing session together with AECI. So I met Tony, I think in 2016 or 17 when they had the initial plans how to start their journey, and really great to see what they achieved so far. And we are very proud that they gone through this journey. Uh, I want to talk to you today or now a little bit about the roadmap, what we are doing in the solutions. Give you some insights, some highlights. For sure, I cannot focus on every single enhancement, but some of the things that you see how we are investing in which areas and in which way are we investing. My name is Ralf Wagner. I'm part of solution management, so taking care about the entire HXM portfolio. And by the way, I'm the global solution owner for our payroll solutions, including ECP. Uh, First, before I go into the details, I showed this and I'm showing this always. We have two product lines. One is based on the on-premise code line, including the private cloud option, so same code line, and for sure then the public cloud offering, where the vast majority of our investment is heading into. Also, to and I talked a little bit about this yesterday. So we have a program called HXM Move because our goal is to move all customers eventually to our public cloud offering, exactly to the point what Tony mentioned before. We believe, especially in the area of HCM, there's much, let's say, space or room for standardization, that you don't think about all the nitty-gritty deviations and processes coming from business owners. It's more about, yeah, fit to standard. There's certain degree of configuration. We don't say customization, we say configuration. Uh, and we know also that customers coming maybe from an ECC landscape, you cannot move directly in one step to a public cloud solution. It's possible for sure, but in some areas, often payroll or time management, maybe you need those interim steps moving maybe to an S4 on-premise environment, to a private cloud environment, and then over also to public cloud offering, to success factors. Uh, Talking about the innovations, so all I'm presenting is part of the Roadmap Explorer. So that's the central tool if you want to know anything about uh, whatever, waste management, success factors, automotive, banking, whatever solution you have in mind, you can go into the Solution Explorer, Roadmap Explorer, and then you have some capabilities to browse which product or which process, focus areas. You see this on top, and then you see what's coming in the next releases. For sure, if it's more far out, it's a little bit more vague, the information, but for the next release, there's often a very good description of a capability which is coming. So that's available for all SAP solutions, on-premise, private, public cloud, all lines of business, everything. So if you want to know something about what's coming in a certain product area, you can always use the Roadmap Explorer to get the latest information. And you will also see changes over time for the same topic. The closer we are to delivering it, we provide more information and more context around. If we talk about the roadmap, it's, as mentioned, the vast majority is part in the success factors portfolio, where we have, let's say, the different buckets. So one is core HR, the blue one, then talent, and then some more cross topics like analytics, like employee experience. So that's the portfolio. From an investment point of view, we have four pillars, focus areas of investment. One is this individualized experience, so where you have, or that the people have the greatest experience they can have. Sorry. So that's one. Number two is this working now? No. Yeah? Okay. Number two is this future-ready workforce. That's a big topic because we know, especially due to the pandemic, there's lots of change in the workforce, not only that people working remotely, but also the way how the workforce is composed and will be composed in the future is getting more and more diverse. And then for sure, you always need capability to extend the solution. So whatever we deliver will not serve all 100% of your needs, even if it's standardized. Maybe you need to add some 2, 3 fields in EC or something, not that much, so that you can do this, and for sure have also the insights and also capabilities from our point of view to get support through AI with the learning recommendations or things like this we shipped already. So that's something, and that's always the baseline, I would call it. A compliant HR will never go away. You have to be compliant. Whatever you do on the upper side to provide a great experience to the people, if like Tony mentioned, if the pay slip is wrong, then you can do there whatever you want. So that's also an area where we want to focus. And I want to go in those 4 areas and provide some examples of what we are delivering and what we delivered. So if it comes to the user experience, you know, we started this HR renovation some years ago, and now the next thing is this Horizon UI and theme, where we're bringing all the screens, not all the screens in one release, so it takes also a little time, but to this your Horizon UI, which is across all the SAP solutions, the new theme where we are going to. So that's one investment area, to have a, let's say, common UI. If people are going into Concur, for example, or S4 to do stuff there, that they have the same user experience across all the different solutions. For sure, we introduced those quick actions, I think 2 years ago, and we are adding always more and enhancing the existing quick actions, making them a little smoother. So if you want to apply for leave or want to see something, enter goal or things like this. So that's an ongoing task to do this. But not only on the desktop and the mobile app, also make them available in other areas. When it comes to mobile, also new capabilities, some new scenarios which you have in the mobile app. That's also an ongoing task, always enhancing a little bit the mobile app and keeping up with some innovations we are delivering there. Work zone as let's say another way to access the SuccessFactors solution. Also those quick cards, so that you can do most of the tasks directly also from work zone, so you don't need to access SuccessFactors directly. That's more a kind of a philosophy. What should be your entry point for the people? For the employees, maybe it's SuccessFactors, because they are not doing so much in an S4 system or somewhere. But I think for the managers, for example, or people working in a shared service environment, they need a little bit more access to different solutions, and so for them maybe Workzone is a better way to access the offering. So it's not this one size fits all. It's a little bit about what is your target audience for certain purposes, and then do the right thing. But it's not only limited to our offering. So what we are also doing is to make those things available in MS Teams, for example. So that people, I had a discussion with a big German customer, and they said, we want to fully move away from Outlook, for example. They want to do everything in Teams. And so they expect also that, let's say, those ESS scenarios, a quick action like taking a leave or viewing the payslip or working on a goal or doing something, book a training course, that this is also accessible through Teams. Because that's their number one. They decided for them, that's our workplace. It's not the work zone, it's not the homepage. And so that's also something we started, that you can do some scenarios from Teams, not everything as of now, but that's now also an ongoing investment area. So for every release in the future, we will add more capabilities which are accessible through Teams directly. And for sure there are others like Slack and so on, but Teams is now the focus for the moment, and we will open it later also a little bit. If we talk about this future-ready workforce, and I think Tony mentioned it also with the job architecture. So there are some let's say, yeah, it's more like the basement stuff you don't see it in daily work, but if the foundation is not right, then you struggle. At the same time, we know that it's so fluid, new skills, new capabilities, and if you want to do it and assign every capability to a job or to a position, you will also maybe fail. So, and that's where we say we need kind of a way where you can collect and capture all capabilities or skills, more like this tech cloud thing, make them available for all the employees, and they can pick and choose in their own growth portfolio where they see that I have strengths or capabilities, I have Java programming skills or French speaking skills or driver license or whatever, or an MBA degree. So that this is coming together because, and I think that's the ultimate goal, the people should be driving their own career. That's the ultimate goal to when we talk about people centricity. That they, because if someone is keying data for you, so think about you and you have those skills, those capabilities, are they correct? Maybe 80% if you're lucky. Are they, let's say, always updated? I don't think so. The HR department cannot keep up with all the things. So but you need both sides. You need, let's say, something where you can collect this information and the people can pick and choose, and that's the next thing, that the people can also use this to drive their career. And that's something where we say we want to do this with two things, dynamic teams. That's also a concept where we think we are, for sure there's always the hierarchy which is reflected in the org chart. You have your manager and so on. But we all work more or less in projects, or it's even not really a formal project. It's more like do brainstorming in a certain area. I need 4 or 5 people for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we build a dynamic team, and then we work on something, and then maybe this is the kick-off for a formal project or something like this. So pre-phase, whatever. And so it's not only finding people, because you need, again, the skills where the people have put in some skills and say, I have those skills acquired to build a dynamic team, but it's also possible, if it is a little bit more formal, maybe a little bit more lengthy, then you can also assign objectives and goals to the team, and they can work towards those goals. So that's, let's say, then the next stage, not only building a team, but also working towards common goals and track them. The opportunity marketplace, something we introduced already 2 years ago, and that's the way, let's say, the go-to place for the people to drive their own career. And exactly to what I mentioned before, if you put in skills and reflect yourself and capabilities, whatever, and now AI kicks in and brings you some recommendations. So for jobs, you want to, and you can also bring in your preference and say, maybe I want to work abroad. So that's maybe my goal. I want to get to an international assignment or whatever. And so then the system brings up some recommendations for you, what your future job can be, and then also see which learnings maybe you have to do. So there's mandatory courses to do something, and so you can also explore and browse for sure in the opportunity marketplace for open jobs, for open projects. And now again, this is linked to dynamic teams as well. You can find a manager or someone is creating or want to create a dynamic team. This is also in the opportunity marketplace. And if you have put in your data correctly, then you will be found. So I think that's an important also, game changer is always a big word, but if the people feel, if my data is, or if I capture my data accurate and update it from time to time, I will find new opportunities, not only a job, but working on an interesting project, or I got a coach or mentor or something like this. And I think that's then what you or what we from a company point want to have, that we say the data is captured accurately, and also back to Tony's point, if you want to do reporting and see where we have shortages maybe and not enough skills, if the data is captured accurately, then you can do this, and then you can set up a program, say we need more people in this area, hire or upskill them or reskill them or whatever. But if, and it's only possible if capturing the data has a value for me and not for the organization. It's always what's in for me. And therefore I think that's what we want to achieve with all those new things, that the people, they can drive their own career by maintaining their data correctly. And they can do it. It's always, if you have to reach out to an HR person and they have to key in data and you send a spreadsheet or something and then it's wrong, so that's not the best way. It should be done by the people themselves. And that also then goes into learning, for example. Okay, we renovated the learning solution, the homepage, and also the mobile app with new features and new look and feel, also with the Horizon theme. That was also something we delivered, and now we are enhancing it a little bit. In performance and goals, that's also that you can more easily select from catalogs that and pick existing goals, so that it's not that cumbersome to enter them on, then also cascade down. And again, from teams, that you can also add something directly from team if you have achieved something and want to make progress or show progress. Also, again, teams integration in succession and development, to find mentors or mentees, and that's also something, as mentioned in the beginning, we want to have more and more capabilities also accessible outside success factors from other solutions as well. Recruiting, so that's now also merging together with this talent intelligence hub, that you can and this is what we call the whole self model. If you express yourself and have everything there, that we can or you can add them to job requisitions and so on, and some ongoing stuff like this evergreen requisition, where how to handle them and how to deal with them in the system. Onboarding, also capabilities to configure a little bit more, use MDF objects, and also some localizations and also some notifications for managers, for example. So that's more ongoing stuff to enhance the solution a little bit, but it helps also to improve the employee experience. What is also part of the portfolio is sales performance management for the salespeople, and how they get quotas, assigned to quotas, that they can work towards those quotas, and there we are making also enhancements that they have this also available in work zone, and they see, are they on track, how many more deals do I have to close, or things like this. So that's more for the sales force within an organization. If we talk about this agile and compliant HR, so also a pillar we are focusing on, it's about EC and ECP for sure. And one topic we see more and more is concurrent employment in different countries, and the support of concurrent employment, that we are focusing on this as well. And this is always going together with localization, because it's different in each country, what's allowed and not allowed. And then also pay information, that you have the right pay information available for those people. Time off. Time off is a big investment area still, time off or time management as such, so time off and time tracking, where we are making lots of progress, especially also on things like cross-midnight handling, but that's more the time tracking side, but also for the time administrator, that they have better capabilities to look what's going on in the teams and approve records or manage data and things like this. Time tracking, as mentioned, cross-midnight handling is always something where in the on-premise world, we had yesterday the question, what about time management, cloud versus on-premise? and there is no feature of function parity